Hello, hello. Let me start the video. Hey, wait, I don't know what happened. Hey, how are you? I wanted to come on. I think my camera's a little dirty. Let's see if that works. Okay, so today's lesson as your mentor is about developing the right keywords and niche market for the domain name that you're going to buy that you have not bought yet because you're going to know which one to buy after you go through this lesson. So you signed up for the free accounts that I wanted you to sign up for. And now we're going to talk about your niche, okay? And determining your niche market and how to design it so that you are speaking to the right customers, the people who are really interested in what you have to provide. Okay, so I will be switching my camera around very shortly. But first, let's just get into the practice of understanding what a niche market is, niche. I say niches because niches rhymes with riches. And that's very important. Okay, so what you want first is to understand how to find a niche market and how to find your niche market. You want to do the following, and you may want to write this down or just play the video over again. One, you want to reflect on your passions and your interests. Two, you want to identify your client or your customer or your end users' problems and needs. Three, you want to make sure you have a handle, a knowledge, and an understanding of the competition. Of course, there's no such thing as competition, so rather competitors in your space. Four, you want to identify or rather define what your niche is and its profitability. And five, you want to test your product or service. Okay. And testing it in market is sometimes, Facebook has that whole thing about free challenges, join the challenge. That's testing your niche market. That's exactly what that's doing. So the first thing is you want to reflect on your passions and interests. Okay. What are the skills that come naturally to you? How do you enjoy spending your free time? Do family, friends, colleagues, do they ask for your advice on a specific topic? How do you approach problem solving, and what topics do you enjoy learning about? What excites you to grow and take that extra step in doing more? The next thing you want to do, which is very important, is going to be a part of your brand messaging, a part of everything you market and promote, and a part of what you deliver to your end user as an outcome is identifying your clients or your customers or your end users' problems and needs. You have to have a list of what their problems are and what their needs are. If you have not identified what their problems are, their pain points, where they're suffering, where they're leaking, where they're bleeding out, if you haven't identified that, then you're never going to be able to connect with your consumer and with the people who want what you have to offer. So now that you have ideas about what you provide, what you're good at, what you're passionate about, what your skills are, you can go into the problem areas of your end users, of your clients and your customers. Okay. So you want to do a little bit of research on what people are asking, what they're desiring as an outcome, and all of that thing. All of those things. And then the next thing you want to do is research the competitors in your space. Remember, there's no such thing as competition, right? But the competitors who are in your niche or your industry, you want to kind of research and see what they're doing, what points they're touching upon, what kind of content they're delivering, especially for the ones that engage large audiences. Okay, so I want to switch my screen around so that we can talk about, now that you are getting ready to identify your niche market, I want to make sure that you're doing the right keyword search for your industry or your niche so that when we go to buy the domain names that we're going to set up, that you are buying names that are relevant, that are comparable, and that have something to do with what you're delivering. The reason why, like, say you're selling baseball equipment, I don't want you having a domain name related to bathing suits. Okay. Even though bathing suits is important and people search it, That has nothing to do with baseball equipment. So instead, you may do baseball shoes or baseball tours or whatever. So the domain name has to relate completely in some way, whole or part, to your business and what you're providing. When we buy these domain names next week, after we've done all of the research this week, the reason why it has to relate to your business is because as we offer that link to people who read your blog, your newsletter, or buy your ebooks or get your tripwires, you want the content to relate to why they're searching you out or following you or getting information from you in the first place. You want them to be able to click and convert. And in order for that to happen, it has to be something that they're interested in. So, for example, if you're a realtor and you deal with only 55 and older communities, then anything that you're going to market to your readers is going to be content that's important to people who are seniors, maybe on Medicare or retirement or travel or tax for seniors or something like that. You're not going to give information on things that young and dating or something like that, dating sites, or how to turn on fleek, this makeup trend. Like that's not what they're interested in. So that means that when you go to tell them click here or look at this or read more, they're not going to do it because it's not something that's relevant to their life, their livelihood, their lifestyles, and where they are in the moment. So it is very important that when you buy domain names or get into the domain name game, that the initial buy is something related to your expertise, your talent, your gift, your skill, and what you're providing in market. Because once we get into throwing the content into the blogs and the solo ads and the affiliate marketing links, you want to be able to send people somewhere, and another website that you own that you are monetizing means that you have a greater opportunity to have them convert and actually buy. So that is why we're going to be doing this research. So let me just go ahead and share my screen with you. But I have to make sure it's sharing on the right screen. So hold on. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. So you should be able to see it now. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Google. You know, Google is your friend. It is my friend. It is your friend. Okay. And so right now, this is about developing the right keywords for your niche market, for your business that's going to be comparable to what you're providing, so that as we buy the domain names next week, that it's a domain name that you are going to market, that you're going to drive as a backlink and a tie into your website so that you can have people see whatever content is there and purchase whatever is relevant to them. Okay, so if you can see my screen, it's blank. So you're going to go to Google. Now, you should have downloaded the extension that I gave you to download the other day. If you did not, please do so. It's called Keywords Everywhere. And that's this part right here. That is the icon for it. So when it's downloaded, this is Firefox that I'm using. So you should have this same icon on your Firefox browser bookmark section. Okay. So what you're going to do is type into Google. Let me do Let's Make a Deal. Okay, so Let's Make a Deal television show came up. I just want to do that to clear my cache and my searches. Okay, so let's go back to Google. Okay, so what you're going to do is type in your niche or your industry or your product, service, or whatever it is you provide. So I'm going to use myself as an example. Let's see which part of my business. Let's say digital marketing. Okay, so I just put in digital marketing, and then this drop down menu comes up, right? And as you can see, like I always tell you, Google is an algorithm that maps. It's a geo mapping. That's how it started. And so, and it's query based. So here is local to me. I don't live in Philadelphia, but I live near Philadelphia. So it's always going to bring the nearest place up in the search. Now, so here are the top searches in Google related to digital marketing on a broad sense. Okay, so how do we develop and identify the niche? So I can use job, salary, certificate, agency, course, degree, specialist, salary. So it's all related to money and salaries. I guess that's what people want to know is how much they're going to make. Okay, so I'm going to put um, digital marketing for entrepreneurs. Okay, so I did 4. Okay, and the reason why I did 4 is because FOR is because what is my business? Who is my business for? So the top result is small businesses, for business, for dummies, and your niche market can't be dummies, for startups, for churches, for beginners, for real estate, for nonprofits, for restaurants, and for dummies again. Okay, that's the PDF. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 8 topics are the top searched topics in Google's for digital marketing for. So that means that my niche market is either going to be small businesses or businesses, period, startups, churches, beginners, real estate, nonprofits, or restaurants. Okay. So that's broad, right? So let's say we go to digital marketing for startups. I'll do for small business. Let's just do the top one. Okay. So you're going to get the ads here, the people who spend money first. I could always tell you. And then here are the top ranking sites. Okay. And then the people also ask question, right? So now if you installed the keywords everywhere extension that I gave you, you're going to have this come up in your right side of your browser. So it's going to give you the trend data for digital marketing for small businesses, global data, okay? So as you can see, it spiked between 2015 and 2018. It dipped again in the 2019 and then spiked again where it is spiking really high now. Okay, here are the related keywords, digital marketing. These are all the related keywords. And then here's what people also search for. Okay. And then here are the long tail keywords. So this is giving you data and research for free. And all of this is related to digital marketing for businesses. Now, where you're going to drill down is see right here where it says, how do I start a digital marketing for my business? How do I start digital marketing for my business? Why do small businesses need digital marketing? What business I can do with digital marketing and which marketing is best for small businesses. Okay, so let's back up. In putting the keywords, the search question into Google, you came up with your niche. This is the audience. Your niche is your audience. Think about it that way, your market. So I said, I do digital marketing. So I have to pick a niche, and my niche is digital marketing for businesses. And in picking that niche, I now see these are the questions that people ask most, how to start. So when you click on this arrow, it drops down. Okay. And there's the answer to that, the question. Okay. And then click on that and it gives you the answer to the query, to the question. There's the other, all you do is click on the arrows. Okay. And it gives you all the answers to the questions. Okay. So when you're developing your niche and your audience and your target and your reach, you want to make sure that number one, you're qualified to answer the questions that are coming up related to what they would search or they would ask. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you can not only answer the question, but that you're well versed, that you are qualified in this subject matter and that you're an expert in it. So if somebody, let's say you're a chef and you do vegan, you're not a vegan chef, but you're talking about vegan recipes, but you're not a vegan chef. You just took it off the internet and made it your own. That's not going to work. Make sure you are qualified. And the other thing you want to make sure you're doing is not getting detoured and going off the cuff for what you're trying to give to your audience. So stay directed in your lane, right? Stay in your lane, essentially. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so my niche market is going to be small business owners. Okay, and I can drill that down and put women, small business women owners who are women. And then I can drill it down even further and can say small business owners who are Black women. Okay, and that would become the niche. Okay, um, I could say small business owners with 10 or more employees, or small business owners who only operate from an e-commerce store and don't have a retail location. So those are all niche markets. You don't want to make them too specific, because if they're too specific, they're not going to hit. They're not going to have power behind the punch, okay? So your assignment is, now that you've studied and done the research, after you do the research, okay, what I want you to do is to write down 3 possible niche markets that are related to your topic or your industry. So the first one needs to be who your niche market is now, who you think it is, okay? The second one needs to be a niche market that you never considered, but that you got as a result of doing the Google search that I just gave you. And then the third can be a sub market. And basically what that is another niche market that you found from doing the Google search that you can actually marry or add on to the market that's already your niche market. For example, let's go back to Google. I'll show you an example of how to do that. Okay, so let's just say, let me go back to Google, hold on. Okay, so I said digital marketing for, and small businesses came up, right? So let's just say that's who I've always done it for, and that was my niche market. Very broad, very large in scope. So I'm gonna go down and let's just say I pick up startups. Okay, so now digital marketing for startups, here are the trends. These are really good trends. See how high these trends are ranking? Okay, so here people also ask, how do startups do digital marketing? And this tells you how, and I know how to do that. I look and say, oh, I know how to teach that. How important is digital marketing for startups? Okay, that's gonna be one of the blocks. Is digital marketing a good business to start? And then here's all the answers, right? So my number 1 answer would be digital marketing for small businesses. So my first niche would be small businesses and small business owners. But as a result of seeing this Google query, it says digital marketing for startups. So my second would be digital startups. My next niche market would be startups. So my initial one is small businesses. The next one is startups. So what would be the third? The third is, how can I integrate startups as my niche, startup businesses, startup small businesses into a marrying of the two. So now my niche market is really, I provide digital marketing for small businesses who are just starting and have 5 years or less in practice or something like that. So that would be the number 3. So the number 3 thing I want you to do, so the first is what your niche is, or what you believe your niche is, or what your niche is going to be. The second thing you're going to write down is what the Google trend and what the Google search actually yields in your query. And the third is, I want you to integrate the two. I want you to marry who you have already been targeting, who you thought you were targeting, who you wanted to target, or who you hope to target, with what Google actually brought into the forefront to support you, like a subcategory. So now I want you to marry them into one category. And that's going to be the third market. So the first is the market you had, the second is the market you found, and the third is the market you've now created. Okay, so that's your assignment. If you have different things like products and services, then you're going to need to do it for both as 2 separate entities. If you are a life coach in a certain area, then you're going to have to take the micro approach and not make it so drilled down just for your area, like women who are 35 and older who have divorce and 3 kids. Like, you don't want to be that specific. You want to be very general, but not too broad. Life coaches for women, that's not a niche market. That's not going to help you. You need to go into the queries and see what people are asking, what people are desiring, and what you can marry with who you thought your audience actually was. Okay. And then that's going to be how you use keywords everywhere. Now, let me go back. Hold on. How do I do this? Let me see. Let me stop sharing. Okay, let's see. I don't know how to do this. Okay, this thing is not working. I don't know what happened. Okay, so let me see if I can stop sharing. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know why it won't do it. Okay, well, the next thing I wanted to go over with you was, okay, so once you finish doing your niche market, once you finish integrating the two and you have a result, we have to create what the outcomes need to be, okay? So now what I want you to do is to take that approach to your niche and now tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to list 5 pain points, 5 problems, 5 needs, whatever. They could be 5, all 5 pain points, or you can do 3 pain points and 2 problems. You can do 2 pain points, 2 problems, and 1 need. It doesn't matter, but you need to identify 5 things, 5 areas, 5 places that your customers are having trouble with, okay? So I need you to write those down. And the reason why you're identifying the 5 things that they have problems with is because we are going to solve their problems. And we are going to create exactly what they need to get the answers that they want and deserve. And that is how they're going to convert. And you're saying, well, Stefany, how does this relate to the domain name? It relates a lot to the domain name. For example, if you are a credit or a finance business and you provide credit help to people, and you have now determined that your niche market, here, I'll do that as a case study so I can show you how it works. Okay, so let me go to Google. Oh, I found the bar. See how it, all right, so let's just do this. Credit repair. Okay, companies, of course, it does the geography, New Jersey and Philadelphia, cloud, business services, business training. So let's say you have a credit repair business. So we're going to click on that because that is the niche you have. Of course, Lexington Law is going to come up like they are like the largest. Now look at this. The trend for credit repair businesses was high in 2003, but look, it's starting to go up again. Okay. All right. So these are all ads. These are paid ads. So you can't count those. Then you're going to go, here are the informations, how to start a credit repair business. And then, of course, the people also ask, is a credit repair business profitable? How much does it cost to start? Is starting worth it? How do I become a credit repair company? So these are all from the perspective of a person trying to get into the market, okay? And that's what all of this is about. So that's not going to help you identify a niche unless you want to help people start their own credit repair businesses. And then it's a great niche because, as you can see, it comes up. So you're going to go back to Google and then you're going to say credit repair for. And then it has free mortgage approval, veterans, forms, low-income families, home buying, and couples. So here are your niches, okay? These are your niches. This is the niche market. So you have to determine which one you want to use as a support and then which one you want to marry together and integrate into your business model, okay? And then once you do that, you have to decide where are the pain points. So this is how you're going to find the pain points for your niche. Once you place it in Google, let's just say credit repair for low-income families is your niche, okay? You're going to go down. How can I fix my credit with low income? Is there a government debt relief program? Is there any government help for credit card debt? How can I get help paying off debt? Those are the pain points. The people also ask, is your hack, this is my little secret, y'all, because people don't understand this. This is your hack for the pain points for your business and what your audience is starving for. So whatever it is they're asking in questions is the pain point, the problem, the need. This is what you need to solve. These are where the answers are. These are the answers you need to give them. Okay, how can I get help paying off debt? These are the pain points. And you're going to do this for your niche. And so it's not hard. You may already know what the pain points are for your audience. And if you do, that's great. If you don't, then you do this Google search. You go to the people also ask, and you drop down in the menus and drop down, and then you'll see what the pain points and the needs are. Okay, so your homework assignment is to do your keyword research, okay, your trends, and identify your niche. Okay, using those keywords. The keywords are what I just did. Marketing, digital marketing is the keyword. And when it didn't yield right, I said digital marketing for. So since you're trying to find an audience, always put the FOR, and then you will populate what audiences come up, what audiences are searched most, and then the questions and the queries that particular audience is always going to Google to find out. And then that gives you the answers you need to deliver the pain points to the niche market that you're actually targeting. Okay. So that's it for today. That's a lot, actually. You'll be busy doing this for a couple of days. But I don't want to go too fast. I'm trying, because I know I can be overwhelming. I could be like, oh, and give so much information so fast. And so I've really been conscious about that and really trying to meet you so that you can build it and understand what's going on as we're going along. Okay, so that's your assignment. You have a couple of days to do it. I want you to really brainstorm and sit down and really think about it and where you want to be, because as we build this, like even when we build and do the domain name and I show you the backlinking, because basically what's happening is once you get the domain name, we're really focusing on the domain name and the site and monetizing that, so that when we go to build your WordPress, we just keep sharing this link, sharing this link, sharing this link, sharing this link, getting this link ranked, backlinking, pinging to it, which is giving credit to your website, because the website from the domain name will ping to your website. So that gives you credibility and it cross-references in Google. And that's how it works. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Oh gosh, can you believe this? Okay, I forgot to put it on this. Okay, so I hope you got all of that. If you have questions, go into the Facebook group and ask me so that I can answer it for everyone. And then that way everyone can benefit from it. And, you know, I'm always at the Gmail address, mentor membership at gmail.com. And y'all have my cell phone number. If you get stuck, please don't send me a text, only for emergencies. But you can always DM me, all right? Love y'all lots. I'll see you later. Bye.